survival. Okay, like the seed there. Here's the seed I'm using. If you want to try to use it. Multiplayer turned on. Cheats turned off. None of that. So up, and create. Creating.
Hi there, welcome to the channel, and welcome to the middle of nowhere. This is a Minecraft world with one layer of bedrock at the bottom, two layers of dirt in the middle, and one layer of grass at the top. That's it. There are no villages, meaning no wood, water, lava, stone, or anything. When faced with this challenge, one might think that they can't make any progress, but I beg to differ, because starting from nothing, I'll get wood, water, iron, villagers, and at the same time, make the coolest space possible,
Okay,
starting
let's
from
just
day
spawn.
0 all the way to day 1000. So, day 0, the moment I loaded into the raid, I turned on the mods at LSPC slime chunks, chunks of land
I
that
think we're
spawn
setting
locally
up at
on
spawn.
small creatures called
I think
slimes.
right over
After
there.
that, I went down
Do I
into
not
the
have my?
nether.
I don't even have my
There, I
skin
kept
on.
mining
The heck?
until the morning of day 1. I got out with 18 stacks and ran around killing animals for
I
rock,
didn't
iglo,
realize
soul,
that.
wool. I killed throughout the day and into the night because wool is needed for something I need to build, so I need to kill all animals to allow for
If
more
it
sheep to
loads.
spawn. In the morning of day 2, I had everything ready. I looked around for a big area without any slimes, and once I found it, I began building the mob farm. This pathfinding mob farm design is made for this challenge only using dirt and carpets made from wool. Long story short, the mob's AI can't see the carpets right here because they don't fill up the entire block. So when the mobs tries to walk on these blocks, they fall to the ground where I can kill them. When the farm was done, I stayed
Alright.
there until the morning of day 3, where I jumped off, set my renderings to 2, and
We can go ahead
realized
and
the
set up
drop
right
zone was too
there.
short. The mobs are taking enough
It's
fall
not a
damage
bad
from the
looking spawn.
individual
Let's go
mob
punch
and
the
won't
first
hit.
tree.
Instead, they're taking 3 to 4 hits to die. I just extended the drop chute down to bedrock with the
For
3
sheep.
extra blocks, now making it to 2. Sure enough, I sat in a hole for the night. On day 4, a wandering trader spawned. Wandering traders, WandaT for short, have an 8.5% chance of dropping a milk bucket if you kill him in the 2 seconds he holds one during every sunrise. I can use that milk bucket to sell it to another WandaT for 2 emeralds, and if I sell 3, it would be enough for any sapling.
Okay.
I trapped WandaT in a box
That
hidden
gives
on one side of the
seeing
mine, but all night for me to kill him in
a
the morning
village. Did I just see a
without a milk
village?
bucket. Don't worry though, because I'm going to use the
No,
method of
I thought I did a
saves,
big. Oh
aka
wait, no, I see cherry
backups.
blossom.
I kept using the same
Alright, let's
method over
get
and over
a
again until WandaT finally dropped it.
pickaxe going real quick.
Day 5 to 7 was just killing
Actually,
villagers, and on day 8 I killed
let's
the
just mine
pillagers,
that.
so on day 5 I went back to killing until day 10 when I expanded the monster farm only
Guys,
using
tell me if we
individual.
should do
Day 13 I went back to killing, day
uh
14 I killed more pillagers, day 15
100
I killed
days
more
and
monsters, day 16 I went
live
on killing animals because on day
100 days
17 I
live
began
on
working
the
on the
super
farm.
flat.
See, I'm not
Just
getting wood
dirt.
for at least the first 100 days, so in the meantime I'd like to do something. That's when I remembered
Let's
sheep.
see what we can do.
Large heavy
You know?
crafting supply that can guide
Alright, I
sheep
think we're gonna
just
head
needs
over
dirt,
here.
iron, or wool. Here
And
can be
I
built
think I'm gonna
by
run
using
that way.
pure
Get
iron
up on top of that hill and
crafting.
see what I can see
Every
around
day
us.
from the 1 in 1 of day
Since we
10
know
when the
it's
zombies
where we
drop
want to
off.
set up base at.
Day 17
Might
I
as
dig
well
deeper, start collecting
just
sheep.
get some
On day
stuff
19 I use my mod to
from
create
around
a
us.
big hologram of a circle around the mob farm.
Let's just
See, in
grab 3
Minecraft, there's a
cobblestone
120
first.
block radius circle where a limit of 70 mobs can naturally spawn around the player.
We'll make
In the
some
super flat world,
more
slimes are spawning a
sticks
lot
here.
where they build a mob cap,
Got
as
a
they call it, for any
pickaxe.
regular mob farm. Setting our render distance to 2 just makes the game forget any mob
just monorail this, just to get a little bit of stone for what we're gonna need.
going to be the outline of a big circle made of carpets using the wool from my sheep farm. Also, I'm behind
14. Okay, let's see. This should get us at least enough for
Day 20, I began to
almost a full set of copper armor.
sheep, a routine I fell into until using this circle.
Yeah, that will.
The slime chunks inside.
Perfect.
In Minecraft, mobs can only
Just got a little,
top part of
get a little
blocks. Other
cobblestone.
non-big blocks like chests, bottom slabs, and carpets that are lower can't spawn any mobs. By putting carpets in this pattern, the carpets
Hold up,
obstruct
guys.
all slime spawning, slime proofing a chunk, which is what we're going to do for all chunks in this circle. I dyed all my sheep into light gray, sheared them for 3 days straight, and began the deslimification of my base. For every day I caught
We're
slimes,
gonna
I
collect all
spent
this
3 days
coal,
getting
and then we'll worry about getting a bed.
36, when I slime proofed the last chunk. With that done, I
Why?
began on another
Because I
circle,
don't know.
which was only made to kill time. A 48 block radius
I haven't
circle
really played
telling me
with
where
the
traders can
caves
spawn
lately,
while I'm on the mob farm.
so this
For
one
this, I
things
colored
we
the sheep blue
can get
on
from
day
the
37
surface.
and worked on it on day 38. Day 39, I still got extra light gray carpet, so I slime proofed for more. I was also able to finish the trader circle. On day 40, I killed monsters for iron to make more shears. And when I was in a hole for the night, Wandy T spawned, getting me my third milk bucket. Day 41 to 45 was just killing monsters. Day 46, I finally got bored with monster killing, and I just waited in the hole for Wandy T to spawn for days 46 to 48. Day 49, I got out and killed monsters, but immediately got bored with that and went back to waiting for traders for days 50 and 61. Day 52, I came back to a trader, but he didn't have any milk bucket trades, and I already have all of them, so I killed him. Day 53, I used the iron from the mob farm to make more shears to get more colors of wool to decorate the mob farm. I dyed all my sheep red, orange, and yellow so I can give the walls a little more color. After accidentally spending all of day 54 in a hole, on day 55 I was surprised to hear Monty T again, who had the milk bucket trade. Sadly though, you can only trade 2 milk buckets at a time, so I still need another one. Days 56 and 57, I continued until I was finished on day 58. On day 59, I got more dyes to make it dark blue rainbow, sort of. Cyan, green, and lime dyes are only obtainable through the traders, so I need to skip those colors, resulting in this weird rainbow finished on day 60. Days 61 and 62 were spent at the mob farm thinking about what to add next, when on day 63, I got it.
Hold up, guys.
I went to cover the ugly bedrock floor with carpet. I made all my sheep white with some blue and light blue, and by day 65, I was done. Also on day 65, Bonnie T spawned in the middle of a field of mobs, and although the llamas died fighting the mobs, while Bonnie T lived and I got the last emeralds. Day 66, I put this floor pattern into the sheep pen. Day 67 and 68 were spent in the hole, probably thinking about what to do next. Day 69, I bone meal around the base to get more flowers to make more dye. Day 70 was spent in the hole again. Day 71 was spent adding red to
Oh, see the clothes ready? I guess Preston don't want no clean clothes! Clean clothes!
Stop.
Clean clothes!
I'm sore.
You that one don't want no clean clothes! Clean clothes! Oh. Huh? I'm drinking me some coffee before it starts. Oh. Well. Well, I don't think all of us are gonna have to do something else to put some more in, huh? Probably back there. Oh. I'm tired on this truck. They're dirty.
I know.
Jeff,
What?
if you wash the clothes and bring them home, I'll fold them all. Because my tummy hurts too bad for me to go.
I didn't need you to go. I just needed some help loading them.
Just bring them home and I'll fold them all. I got a bunch of clothes, so hold on. We really need 2 baskets, Jeff. I'm going to buy another one when we get paid. Slim bag is?
They're in
You
there.
happen to know?
They're in there.
I don't have those.
They're in there.
Where at?
Probably up on the top. Right there over the top of the. Oh, here's one.
Huh?
Here's one.
Okay.
That's all I have up there.
Is that all of it? I thought there was more socks. Cause she keeps finding socks everywhere. Well, use a pillowcase. Get down from there. Well, you got another great cousin. I got a great nephew.
Well, Justin's kid came in today.
Yeah, come in last night. At 8 pounds and a C-section.
Kenneth's stepson.
Yeah, 8 pounds and something, almost 9 pounds.
There's that cherry blossom. So if you have a surface area there. So we press this.
Honey! You can't go. Come here, love. Come here to mama, love. You can stay right there. I'll try to guard off the door. Honey?
Come on, we'll pick you up. 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 We'll beat you up too. We'll beat you up too. We'll beat you up too. Come on, let's go. Jesus Christ. I'm not in hardcore. I could guide off the world. It's beautiful. Okay, let that fruit cook.
she's trying to go out the door.
I gotta turn around to shut it.
Was she still trying to go out?
You're trying to go out the door. You want a whooping? You too? You want a whooping? Yeah.
Here's some more clothes I found since I've been gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's a piece of poop too. Here, throw this away for me.
Village.
There's a hard piece of poop. You got a shirt or two in here too. This is one load by itself. Alright, that's all. Just don't wash no wash rides with mine. Oh, your pillowcase. You want your bed washed, bed taken off, mine's clean too. Alright, make sure you get the towels out of there. We gotta put towels. Hold on, I need one of them things. Give me one of them. We need to wash our towels. Which one? This one needs to be washed. This is Preston's. This one, I don't know. It probably needs to be washed.
The pink one's mine.
The pink? Which pink one?
The big one.
Red
Okay, it
one,
needs to
orange
be
one.
washed. Alright. Let's just wash them. Okay, hold on.
Excuse me.
These need to be washed too.
Minnie.
Just be real careful with them. Don't drown.
Bennett
Here, I need to give me a pillowcase. All this has to go in a pillowcase.
They're over there.
You got one in there. There's two in there. Right on top as you shove that stuff in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
First.
you shoved
No, it was on top of that. You shoved them in there. That was the last thing you shoved in there. There's some rags in there. Make sure you get them out and put them with this stuff. Don't wash these with the clothes. Plus, they're a whole machine wash. One of them white ones.
Just put it down.
By
It should be
themselves.
10 or 12 books.
Get some clean.
Yeah, you know what Karen said?
What?
She thought Kenneth believing that he had to give away a cow just for some help.
What?
For somebody coming down to help. I called her. I said, whoever you said called to say that you could give them a cow for some help,
Who
you better
was it?
call them back. Karen told them that.
Karen told them they could have a cow?
Yeah, for help.
Oh, no. That lady may give her money away, but she ain't doing that to him.
And I put a stop to that. I said, whoever you called, named Joe, they ain't get no damn cow for just come down here to help us. I said, we'll give them one. I said, no, you ain't giving them one at all. They don't belong to you.
What Kenneth say?
Kenneth wasn't there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
They'll probably do it behind your back.
They don't belong to her.
Yeah, but she'll have Kenneth do it anyway.
No, I'll tell you what, if I find out about it, I'm going to get all over her little sister like I'm supposed to.
Yeah. You want,
Them people ain't come down here help no feeding or anything else.
did you want something to drink?
Yeah, I always want something to drink. That's what brought it in.
You want tea?
Yeah,
You got those?
yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm watching you. Oh, when I went over to Maryland, Sean was in there. Yeah, I was that close in there going in to front. If it wouldn't have been in John's house, I would have.
Come on, guys. Let's get lunch. I know it's been a long time coming. Mama slipped past lunch.
Stop, honey. You're not going out there. Candy, get back.
Come on, love. Oh, you can't go yet. Oh, come on, go and come here. Oh, I made him a drink. I made him ice, but didn't make the drink. Jeff, your drink.
Where's my straw?
That's mine.
Hold on, I'm getting your drink right now. Hold on.
What?
Here.
What?
Ah, there she goes.
I'm gonna spank that butt.
Spank her.
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
She ain't never had pop. like
Alright,
that.
I need my
No,
my
ma'am,
phone
you
right
don't
there
go
too.
outside. You need your here. Preston, hand this to him. Y'all come eat lunch.
What?
Say love you, be
You wanna
careful.
go?
Say love you, be careful.
I'll be careful. I'll be careful.
He's gonna be careful. You ready for Preston, look at her. She goes and bitches at him and then comes over and just stands here ready for food. As soon as he shut the door, she ran over here and just shut up. And is staring at me.
Day 73, I was at a yellow. Day 74, I finished the yellow. Day 75 was spent killing monsters. Day 76 and 77, I made the rainbow do whatever you call this. Day 78 and day 79 were spent at the mall park. At this point, I ran out of things to do, so starting day 79, I will sit in this hole until Wani T spawns. On day 96, you can see this pie chart on the right side. It tells me what entities are in my rendered area, and at this moment, Wani T spawns. It took another day for me to notice, but once I did, I broke out, Wani T fell in, I looked at his trays, and saw that he had moss. Although moss isn't a sapling, it can get us wood. I just didn't mention it because getting one sapling trade is a much greater chance of getting moss. Well, now I have access to wood. 3.5 minutes after getting the moss, another Wani T spawned fell into the hole. The second Wani T had sugarcane, which isn't useful now but will be in the future. On day 98, I placed the moss and bone milled it and bone milled little trees, making wood. I crafted a crafting table, chests, and tons of swords to kill monsters better. I also made a bed and slept for the first time. Days 90, 99, 100, and 101, I used my new wooden swords to kill monsters all day. Day 102 was spent in the sheep pen for no reason. Day 103 I was back to mob farm, same as day 104, and all the way to 113. I wasn't doing all this for no reason, but to get iron for the
Honey,
cauldron.
y'all don't start
The
it.
cauldron has a chance of filling up with 1 layer of water every rainstorm. Once the cauldron is fully filled, we can extract the water with a bucket. On day 114, I finally got enough iron to make a cauldron, placed it down, built its little defense, and went back to mob farm. On day 117, I tore down the sheep pen. Day 118, I fixed the Wani T circle, and day 119, I began to work on my own house. I went for a circular shape with a carpet design inside. Day 120, I made the walls with wood logs and bone logs from bone meal from skeletons. Day 121, because I didn't have access to glass at the moment, I just used fences. Day 122 was spent entirely collecting wood. Days 123 and 124 were spent making the ceiling. Day 125 was spent thinking out what design the roof will be because I didn't want to go for a basic cone shape. Day 126, I decided on a kind of arc shape. Over days 127
What you
to
been doing,
130,
Preston?
you can see the design slowly
Nothing.
down, and by day
Yep.
131, it was finished. Days 132 and 33 were spent killing mobs for 3 iron to make a bucket. Day 134, I set my character in this hole overnight while the cauldron fills up. I left my computer on after I went to bed all night, all morning, and I went to bed in the afternoon. By that point, it was a 189 over 18 hours a day king, plus more than enough time to cook the cauldron. On day 190, I used bottles from wood chips to fill the cauldron with the water I have. The water will be used for the next goal of mine, a better mob farm. If water covers a block, then no mobs will spawn on it. So, if we cover a big area with water and put a mob farm in the middle, because the farm is the only place where mobs can spawn, it will spawn loads, and water can easily be used to cover a big surface. Day 191, I flooded a big area to the side of my base and got it done the same day. Day 192, I was collecting azalea trees for wood when Wani T spawned in with cherry saplings. I was originally going to use those azalea trees to make wood to build a mob farm, but using cherry would be much easier. Days 193 and 194 were just chopping trees. Day 195, I was going to continue chopping trees when I saw the trees I planted were spawning lots of mobs. Trying to kill all of them was actually difficult, so I resorted to making openings in the leaves so it wouldn't be dark enough to spawn mobs. By day 196, the situation was dealt with, and I continued chopping trees until day 199. By the end of it, I had 10 stacks of logs, which can make 4 stacks of wood each, more than enough. On day 200, I began construction. By day 202, I was finished with the mob farm and its 2 layers, and it works pretty damn well. On day 203, I bought chests and beds to the mob farm so I can stay there for days 204 to 209. Day 210, I was back to base to destroy the old mob farm. But before I can do that, I needed for one more thing, copper. If a zombie stays in water for around 30 to 40 seconds, they will turn into a drowned. And a drowned has a 11% chance of dropping copper. I put water in the drop chute, waited for them to convert, and killed them. I only wanted 3 copper, but it still took until day 211 for me to get all of it. On day 212, I tore down the mob farm. Even though I have used shovels from the other mob farm, it still took me 3 days and my life to take it all down. Day 215, I left space for a smaller hole in the field where a pig pen will be. Why do I need pigs? Well, along with the copper, they're part of the long process of getting villagers.
That's all right.
If I put pigs in a confined space with a lightning rod made from copper in the middle, once a thunderstorm happens, it will strike the pigs, turn them into zombie pigmen. Pigmen drop gold, wait for wanting tea to sell its saplings, like the apples from the oak tree, craft them with the gold into golden apples, and use those figures on the villagers to get regular villagers. Much easier said than done. Getting wanting tea to sell specifically oak saplings is going to be tough, and thunderstorms do not happen often. 216, I finished the pig pen. Day 217 and 218, I went to the mob farm.
Where can you go?
On day 219, I could craft the saddle.
I'm looking out for y'all.
Used it to bring a couple of pigs back home. Day 220, I drew as many carrots as I can to start breeding pigs, and I got a bunch of dirt to make them into mud for the next build. In the intro, I said I'm going to make the coolest base possible, and now it's time to start on that. To start off, I wanted to turn everything inside the 1T circle into a big courtyard with mud bricks lining up paths around the pig pen. In day 221, I turned the dirt blocks into mud by splashing the dirt with a water bottle. I collect all the mud, farm wood from wheat, craft the mud and wheat together into packed mud, use the packed mud to craft them into mud bricks, and craft them into mud brick slabs. Day 223, I traded the pathways. I use my mod to create circle schematics so the paths can be as perfect as possible. Day 224, I used tons of wooden shovels to make the grass into actual path blocks. Day 225, I collected moss carpets because I thought the base would look better with moss carpets lining with the mud brick slabs. Day 226 was the same thing until Wine and Tea came by selling me pumpkin seeds, so I did business with them. I did trade my water bucket though. Day 227 was breeding pigs and getting all the moss carpets. Day 228 was just running around until a thunderstorm, which would have been great, but I had nowhere near enough pigs to get enough gold, so this was Day 229, I began on the next build. Although I don't have villagers now, I can prepare where to put them once I have them. Obviously, like with any world with villagers, I need a place to put them in tiny spaces for the rest of their lives. So our next build is the villager trading hall. Villagers in Minecraft can have many different valuable trades depending on its profession block. Of the 13 blocks that give a villager a profession, I can only get 7 of them. If you haven't realized, there's no obelisk and no way to get it, so stone is an unobtainable item. The villager trading hall is a big weird octagon split in 2. Each of the 6 sides has 17 spaces for one villager profession. If you're wondering where the 7th one will be, it will have its own special place in the future.
I gave you
And
the
you're
seed I
probably
used
wondering how
on
I'm
the
going to
newest
take the
update
structure in
in
the creator
Bedrock.
world and build it in survival. Well, the answer is another mod called Limatica. What Limatica does is give you a holographic blueprint of what you want to build. Although this mod will make things easier, I still have to select all the resources to build this. I try to get iron for an iron axe on days 230 and 231, but it will take forever for me to get 3 iron. I just resorted to the wooden axe. After cutting down this big cluster of trees for days 232, 3, 4, and 5, I still had about 1/3 of the wood needed. Day 236, I made the regretful decision of planting all my 2 stacks of cherry saplings across my base, which, if you didn't know, is a lot of trees and would get me more than enough wood for the villager trading home. And by the way, it took 3 days to plant it all. Day 239, I realized my mistake. Cutting down over 150 trees will take forever, but I need to cut this all down. So I spent days 240 to 247 cutting down cherry trees. Day 248, when a T-spawn didn't sell me black dye. I went to the mob farm to get bone meal and iron. The iron was used to make a bucket to sell to the trader, and the bone meal was used to grow wheat to sell hay bales. By the end of day 256, I finally finished cutting down all the trees and ended up with a lot more wood than I needed. But the grind didn't stop there. Day 257 to 260 was just collecting mud for more mud brick slabs. Day 261, I got the wheat to make mud brick slabs. Day 262 was collecting bone meal, so on days 263 to 65, I can farm oak wood. Day 266, I had to turn all the logs into stripped logs by right-clicking them with an axe. The method I thought of to do that the fastest was to make a tall log tower and strip them as I'm going down. Day 268, when he T-spawned, I got 2 extra emeralds from him by trading hay bales. The last thing I have to do before building is dig out all this dirt. These red blocks are blocks that are in the way of the schematic. Day 271, I was finished, and day 272, I made sure to pass all the blocks that will end up inside the trading hall, because similar to carpets, it stops monster spawns. Day 273 was the first day of building. Now something I should mention is that one cool thing about Limatica is that you can place blocks easier. From days 273 to 278, I was just building until I finished both sides. Day 279, I found out that mobs were still spawning inside, and one ET spawned, giving me 2 more emeralds from the hay bale trade. I also had a big realization. Up until this point, I thought torches were impossible until villagers come around needing them until then. But I just remembered redstone torches, made with the redstone dropped from witches, which I have accumulated tons of over the challenge. Day 280, I dealt with the mob problem and lit up the trading hall. Redstone torches are half as good as regular torches, so I made sure to place as many as possible. These numbers on the ground tells me the level of brightness a block will be during the night, and any that says 0 can have monsters spawn on that block. Days 281 and 282 with more lighting. Days 283 and 284 we're connecting all the paths together, finishing off the courtyard for the time being. Because there are no paths beyond the trading hall, on day 285 I collected more mud for slabs to extend the pathway on both ends. The main reason is because I was going to create the sheep pens. In Minecraft, there are 16 colors of sheep, and I want a pen for each one. All the sheep pens are going to be in a big circle formation surrounding the base. After spending a couple hours finding out how to perfectly space all of them out on a copy of the world, I spent day 288 on the actual world digging them out. On the right side of the screen, I have a list of 16 coordinates on where the center of each pen will be, and from there I create an outline of the circle. Just the outline part alone took 3 days. Days 292 to 295 was just digging out all the pens. Days 296 to 299 was spent getting iron for shovels, which did help, but I still yet. After using up all my iron shovels on day 301, I went back to the mob farm to get more. I was getting pretty lucky and was planning to go back to digging the next morning. I was completely thrown out the window when I heard thunder. It was a thunderstorm, meaning it was time to get gold. I beelined for the base because thunderstorms can only last for a few minutes. I ran into the pig pen, led all the pigs near the lightning rod where they all got zapped. Then I made a dumb mistake. I tried putting out the fire, but I hit one of the pigmen, so they all killed me. Name can delete items if they get struck on, so hearing thunder again wasn't a good sign. Luckily, the few items that did survive was my iron, so I can still make my shovels. This should be good enough for all the gold I need, so I went to sleep. As I woke up on day 302, I noticed one ET spawn, but first, I need to know how much gold I got. Just a reminder, in order to get 2 golden apples to cure 2 villagers, I need 16 gold ingots. I got 14. I need another thunder sword. I tried to take my mind off that by trading with 1 ET, getting me 2 emeralds and decent skills. Because of how many I have, I decided to get my water bucket back for 3 emeralds. And a pufferfish with it too, I guess. I then saw the weirdest sight I will ever see in a Minecraft world that I never knew was possible. Another 1ET spawned while the other one was still in the world. Day 303, I traded with the other 1ET for more emeralds and killed them both. I went back to the mob farm for more iron because I forgot about the 3 that I already had. After grinding for the entirety of day 304, on day 305, I arrived back with 4 more iron and insane haul. I realized I had 3 iron already, so I just made 7 shovels. Surprisingly enough, 7 shovels was still not enough. I was still using wooden shovels on day 308 when another 1ET spawned but didn't have anything good. Day 309, I finally finished digging. Once I was done, I got all the extra cherry wood from when I cut down all those cherry trees to make the pens look nicer. Day 310, I finished that and collected carpets of every color I have access to and dyed some sheep black
She's with
for my
me.
wool. Day 311 to 313, I used all those carpets to color code the sheep pens. Day 314 to 316, I added moss carpets along the sheep pens, and on day 317, I added pathing around the pens. I pathed a big circle around each of them until day 323 when I created a big circle that crosses over each of them to use as an outline for the paths connecting them. Day 325 I still had extra mud slabs from building the trading hall, so I used all of that for new paths. It wasn't enough. So I went to the mob farm on day 326 for bone meal, so when I got more mud on days 327 and 331, I could craft it all together for more mud slabs. With that, I was able to finish on day 333, but there's still one more thing I wanted to add. So, I repeated the whole process again over days 334 to 338, just without the collecting part because I still had mud left over. Day 339, I meticulously crafted the perfect amount of mud, brick stairs, slabs, and fences. It wasn't enough, so day 340 and 341, I got a bit more mud. 342, I began building. The reason why I was collecting more mud and crafting the perfect amount of everything was to build a flag with a flagpole for each of the pen's colors. 42 to 45 was just me making these flagpoles, which alone make the base look better from the courtyard, in my opinion. Day 346, I collected bone meal for wheat on day 347. Not for mud, but for breeding the sheep that I kept from when I tore down the old sheep pen. Days 348 and 349 was just breeding sheep, dyeing them, and then moving them into their pen. Day 350, 1ET spawned, getting me more black dye. I used that black dye to craft grey dye. Day 351 and 352, I was doing circles around the pens to collect wool for the actual flags. Day 353 was me standing in the house while the baby sheep in the pens grew up. Day 354 was my last day doing circles, and day 355 was working on the first 3 flags, with a reference picture of the flag that I designed and created on the right. Days 356 to 359 was building the rest of the flags. Days 360 and 361, I still had to collect wool and more colors for the final flags built on days 362 and 363. The missing flags will be minted once I have